Hi, this is Vicki from Grandma B's Junk Journal. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to share 4 new journals that I just completed, and each of them have a kit that go along with it. They are a little bit different than what I typically make because kind of my focus was a glue book. I didn't really know what a glue book was until I was watching some videos, and I think Carrie from the Paper Monkey, she was one of the videos that I had watched, and after I watched her video, I'm thinking, okay, I need to learn a little bit more about glue books. So that kind of helped me move in that direction and kind of inspired me to create some. So these journals could be glue books or junk journals. So I'm going to quickly go through each one of them. They will be on my website by the time that this video is posted. So they're very similar as far as the contents of them. It is a large collection of lots of different kinds of papers from vintage, and I think I'm going to stop and I will talk as I'm going through. So here's the first one. They all have a 2-inch spine. They all are covered with fabric, sewn in 3 signatures. They all have these vintage doilies. Actually, it was a very large doily that I cut them up, and then I spread them throughout the 4 books. They all have a removable tassel. They have a little doily there. There's lots of trims and fabric tabs and clips. They all have a closure. And so what the images came from a vintage children's book, a very large children's book. I think it was like in the 1920s. And so I have put on the front and on the back, I have put an image from the book, and I Mod Podged it. So you'll see some of them kind of came up a little bit, but I think it's between the Mod Podge and the vintage of the pages are very old, but it's very sturdy. It's not going to come up at all. It's not perfect. It's homemade. It's a book with lots of vintage materials in it. So what the cover is made of is, I've got these from Amazon, and I believe they're called book boards, and they're very sturdy. So I wanted just to share that with you of what the covers are from, and that is the front, the back, and the spine as well. So with this one, the front and back inside cover is covered with some vintage fabric and lace. This has rickrack. This is a bag that I like to use these for pockets, and I just tucked it in here so that whoever gets this could glue it onto a page or clip it onto a page, and this could be a pocket, this could be a pocket. This right here, all of the books have one of these little bags for pockets, and all of them have one of these. This is an envelope that I tucked in the top flap, and I just folded it over so that there's pockets on each side. I did not glue these 2 cards in case you wanted to move them around, but this would be great journaling and photo spot, and then I just kind of hugged that page. I did not do a lot of decorations throughout the book because you're going to get a nice pack of things that I'm going to share with you, but there is several tabs made from fabric. These are vintage fabric pieces. There's so many different kinds of pages in here. From children's magazines to children's books to just old newspapers, this is from a gardening book. There are, so there's newspapers. This is a vintage map. So I have been thrifting a lot, and I've got some, you know, early 1900s newspapers and magazines. I found at an antique mall this, there was a book, and it was all maps. So in each of these glue books or junk journals, they have one of these maps in here. They all have one of these beautiful cards. There's an assortment of different kinds of cards and card stock. This is a very old, from a very old newspaper, I believe. And so all of the books have the same kind of, the same amount, the same kind of pages in here. This is from an old children's magazine book. There's pockets, there is clips. This was from a children's Bible book, children's storybook. This was from an old photography book. Here's a bag that you can use for a pocket, a children's book. This was just from a magazine, a bird book. Just a very large collection of all kinds of different things that you could journal on, that you could glue on. So if you don't know what a glue book is, I think a glue book can be many different things, but the way I was taking a glue book, so in my mind, so I am a hobby photographer, a quilter, a baker, and I was thinking, when I was trying to wrap my head around glue books, I was thinking, okay, so I'm a baker. Maybe I go through baking magazines and cookbooks and find different recipes and images and glue them in here to make this like an art bake book, glue book. Or maybe I would make one as a quilting glue book, and I could go find images of different projects that I want to make, and I could glue those images in here and make it a quilting art book. Maybe I love to take photos of my grandchildren, or I love to take wildlife photos. And maybe I wanted to have a glue book that was just for photography, and just glue all of, you know, my favorite photos that I take. So I was kind of looking at a glue book as, you know, to create an art book of my hobbies. Now, I'm sure they can be many different things. I've watched lots of videos out there with some great ideas. But of course, these could also be just junk journals, because it has all the components of a junk journal as well. And then there's a lace pocket in the back. Now, with each of these journals or glue books, whatever you want to say here, they are going to have a packet. Now, the packets are going to come wrapped up in this nice bag. Okay. But I have one that is taken apart because I wanted to make sure that I went through it. So in each of the packet is one of my waterfall tags. Okay. This could float, or you could glue it on a page. These are great because you can add photos or writing on them. And then on the back is an image as well, or on the bottom, I should say. Every one of the packs have a little envelope or a little pack like this that has lace and fabric and buttons and just some different trims that you could use throughout the book. Each of them have a pack of 5 different cards that you could turn into tags or maybe some pockets. Each of them has a little packet of this. So I have a little charm pin, I guess you might call it. Some call it friendship pins. There is a butterfly. It's wrapped with a fabric. It's wrapped with a card. And then there's a prayer card. And then there's all of these different papers that you can use throughout the book as well. Okay. Then each of them has this little pack. There is 6 different little papers here that can be used in the book. Each of them have this. There is 7 pieces of cardstock that you could use for pockets or tags or whatever you wanted to use with. Just extra cardstock for you to use. And then there is this packet. All of them have this. So they're pulled from magazines, books, just different text, different images. If you were using it as a glue book, you could cut these images and glue them throughout. You could make a collage. You know, you could use this for your pages. You could make tags with these. So there's lots of different things that you can use these for. I did try to make sure there was some images that could be used. So you will have a nice little packet like this. All of these are included. Okay, so now I'm going to just quickly, I'm not going to like flip through the others like I did with this, but I do just want to give you a glimpse of the other covers because they are very pretty. So we have this one. And so this is the front. They have all of the same, it has all of the same components. This is the back. And then this is what the inside covers look like. You have all of your clips, your tabs, your vintage fabric tabs here. So it has all of the same stuff on the inside. So there's another one. And I will have pictures of them on my website as well. This is the packet that will go with this book. So, you know, it varies a little bit, but it has the same amount of items in it. So that's that one. And then we have this one here, the third one. And so we have yellow. It is tied with some lace. And then this one has a different, this one is a little bit different on the inside. It has some fabric. It has a fabric pocket. But, you know, the contents are basically the same. And then on the back, there's a back pocket there. And then this is a little story about the dog. And again, this is all Mod Podged. Now you'll see that it is chunky, but the boards, a lot, you know, some of the boards did not stay straight and flat. I think it was probably because of the Mod Podge, but you know, it is good and sturdy and hard. And when you start filling it up, you know, this is going to grow. And I don't think it's going to matter one bit that your board, your back cover is not laying flat. But I did want to make sure that I told you that there's a little bit of a curve. And I think it is just, because of the Mod Podge. But it is very sturdy. And I don't think that that's going to be a problem at all. And then the last book is this little purple one. It is closed with a piece of the fabric. And there's the spine and the removable tassel. And this is the inside. So again, it has, you know, the same stuff in it. It does have, you know, it's covered with your fabric and some different trims. The same amount of everything on the inside. Of course, it just varies a little bit. And then this is the back. I absolutely love the back. But you'll see that it's covered with Mod Podge, so it's good and secure and safe. But there is a little bit of wrinkles, and I think it's just because the age of the book page with the Mod Podge, it just came up a little bit. But, you know, it's very sturdy, and, you know, it's homemade with vintage materials. So, you know, that's the way it is. And then here is the packet that goes with it, and you've got your waterfall, and so, you know, the same kind of things, just a little bit different. So there you have it. There's all 4 of my new books. They will be in my website, which is grammybshop.com. I will put that in the description. And I thank you so much for coming along with me on this. And if you could like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. I am really trying to grow my channel this year, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye-bye.